Hey, welcome back to Dream Spell, a mini course on creating your own magical dreaming practice. I'm Donna Woodwell, the headmistress of the School of Magic Mastery, a place where you can find all kinds of things to help you live your most magical life. In this lesson, we're going to talk about one of the most fascinating concepts of dreaming, the ability to re-enter a dream or to step back into that vivid world of your own creation. And there are many reasons why you might want to do this. Maybe you were just having a fun dream and the alarm woke you up right in the middle. Don't you hate it when that happens? Or maybe there's a part of the dream that you want to explore in more detail. You feel like you brushed by it and now you get a chance to, what was actually that about? Or maybe you just want to further explore the symbolism. There are bits and pieces that you didn't understand. Maybe you want to go in and talk to your dream guide about, hey, what did that actually mean? Or maybe you want to confront the monsters in your nightmares and ask what message they have for you. This is the beginning of that practice. Now, re-entering a dream may sound complicated, but it's actually really simple. And there's 3 ways that you can actually approach the process. So approach number 1, that's when you re-enter a dream where you are already in a dream. So basically, this requires you to be lucid, meaning conscious control of the dreams that you're having. And you just go from one dream and go, oh, wait, what was happening back there? Let's hit rewind. And you do it for yourself in the dream. However, because this is lucid dreaming is when you are conscious of your own dreaming process, you have to have developed the skills to do that first. So I'm going to save this approach 1 for a different episode when we're actually talking more about lucid dreaming in general. So just put a pin in this one. Approach 2 is when you re-enter the dream from that state in between dreaming and waking. Now, these are special states that dream researchers call the hypnagogic state or the hypnopompic state. The hypnagogic state is the state between when you are starting out and beginning to fall asleep and entering into the dream world, so going into sleep. And hypnopompic just means you had a dream and you're in the process of waking up. But what makes these states so interesting and creatively flexible is because you're super relaxed already and you've already got kind of one foot in the dream state and the other foot in the conscious world. So they're a great time for you to be able to take a walk into where you have already been. So if you are in the process of falling asleep, maybe this is taking a detour and imagining a dream that you had the night before or some dream that was just really fun and you want to go back to. This is where you imagine that as you drift off to sleep and then eventually find yourself walking around in that world. Or you might have more familiarity with this concept if you're waking up in the morning and you realize you just had a really pleasant dream. And you've got time and you're just kind of laying in bed, snuggling under the covers. This is when you just lay back down, don't get up, and remember what you were dreaming about. And think of some facet of it. Maybe there was a creature that you were talking to that was really interesting, or you saw a creature that you wanted to talk to and you didn't get a chance to do it. Just imagine that you could and where that would go. If you're really relaxed, what may happen is you may find yourself not just imagining like a daydream, having this conversation, but actually falling back to sleep and continuing the dreaming process. The thing about using these states is if you get really relaxed to begin to re-enter dreams and walk around in them, you might quickly realize that when you're having dreams, you tend to accept things the way they are. You know, you might have someone leading you in a direction and you just follow along after them. Or you may see some doors on the sides and they're just there and you pay attention to something else. See, that's the thing about our psyches is we get so used to the concept of, well, that's not important or you're not supposed to do that we stop thinking about the possibilities. Because in dreams, you can do whatever you want. There are no rules. This is imagery that you are co-creating with the cosmos. So if you want to pick up steps, if you want to get up and fly, there's nothing stopping you from that. There's no gravity in a dream. So when you go back into a dream and you re-enter it and you start playing with the possibilities, you are learning, one, the steps towards being lucid, and two, eventually you're going to realize that, hey, I have a lot more options in my waking world than I never consider. All those places that we go and we just do what we think we're expected to do and we never question it. A dream practice can start you thinking differently about all the layers of your life. So amazing things that can happen. Try this out for yourself, but it's not the only way that you can re-enter a dream. You can also learn how to re-enter a dream more consciously using your active imagination via your own meditations or someone else's guided meditations. I will call this approach 3. So this is when you consciously relax. You ground and center yourself, and you breathe deeply and learn how to inhabit the present moment and think back to a dream that you just had. Visualize it as best you could and walk around in the space. You may find you are doing this naturally when you are sitting down to write entries in your dream journal. Sometimes we create the scene in our lives so vividly, we feel like we are back there, okay? But you can also do this in the opposite direction. You can, maybe several days have passed and you're still thinking about a dream. You realize you can sit down and you've got more questions. Well, go back, pick up your dream journal, read the entry, and go back into it to find out the answers to those questions. Again, really simple. Just skim over the entry to give yourself a familiarity, ground, center yourself, and as you relax, you begin to, maybe you see a door or you see a picture on the wall with a scene from the dream that was most familiar to you. Focus on the details and then step in to join it. And then in your active imagination, walk around and see what you discover. Talk to any beings that were there. Ask them what you can learn from the experience or what messages that they have for you. Really, when you're done, come back and just make any notes in your dream journal, just like you were writing about the dream that inspired your second journey. Really, this is playing with on the boundaries between wake and sleep when you realize those aren't two separate things. It is one long continuum that you can learn how to inhabit for yourself. And so there you are. There are 3 different dream re-entry techniques that you can try out for yourself. And that's the final thing I want to tell you. They don't work if you don't try them, because like many other skills, these take practice and patience to do it well. In my opinion, it's totally worth doing because of how much of a deeper understanding you're going to find from your own dream experience. All right? Excellent. I know you got this. Lots of folks have learned how to do this before. I've learned how to do this. So I know if you practice, you can learn too. So in the next lesson, I'm going to talk more about how to use this re-entry technique to work with your own nightmares. And I promise, if you take nothing else from this course, this practice alone will change your relationship to your dreams, your relationship to sleep, and really your relationship to your life in general. So make sure you come back and watch it. In the meantime, if you'd like to check out the meditations or other resources for this mini course, don't forget to sign up for the free stuff that's hanging out in the dreams using the Dream Spell link in the description below. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I wish you sweet and magical dreams.